Got a CRF150F fuel petcock rebuild kit, all balls. Here's the kit, part numbers. Comes with all kinds of stuff in here. Get the job done. Some screws, all your gaskets. Let's see what happens. 1/4 inch drill bit. We're gonna take these rivets out just enough to pop this faceplate off. Just be careful you don't drill too much into the faceplate itself. If you don't have a vise, you could probably use vice grips or something. Just, you want to secure that petcock for sure. A little bit more, probably. Let's give that a try. Pretty much got the heads knocked off that rivet, so try and pry it now with a screwdriver. Should come up as long as you mostly get the rivets out of the way there. So on this, I kind of just got the screwdriver blade underneath on the petcock and gave it a twist like that. She popped right off. So we'll finish off this side here. This thing might have a little spring tension on it too, I'm not sure, but it doesn't look like it's too bad. It's not gonna fly off or do anything crazy for you. All right, there's our faceplate off. So obviously I took the faceplate off, but I just tapped it back on. Pretty sure they're leaving it on there so you can use that for a guide when you go to use the drill bit that's included in the kit. Let's see, this is the drill bit that's included with the kit, but the 1/4 inch drill bit for the faceplate removal of the rivet is not included, so you'll need one of those for sure. And then we're gonna mark this about 8 millimeters up, it says, from the bottom, so from here, we'll mark it with some tape, and that's going to be our depth on the petcock for the new screws. I was going to use a digital mic to mic this out at 8 millimeters, but I feel like a ton of people don't have those in their garage, so we're just going to cheat a little bit here. So right here, I'll put a tape line, and that'll be our depth. So this is the drill bit with our tape depth marker on it. Honestly feel like you could probably go through the whole thing if it were to be an accident or if you have no way to mark it, but the directions say not to. But I really don't see the harm if you did. So now we're just going to try and keep this straight as possible and go down to our tape line. It's actually really tough metal. I'm shocked. Let's see if it'll focus. You can kind of see what's going on there. Just try and keep it straight. My vise is moving all over on me, so the straighter the better for sure. So the tape now is just barely touching the faceplate of the valve, so I'm gonna call that one good. So I guess when you're done with that, you'll kind of have something like this here. This top one here actually ended up going all the way through, so mind that, it actually went really fast, so we'll see what happens. I think it'll be fine. So once we're done with that, we'll just kind of pop this up. Shouldn't be too hard at this point. You're kind of gonna have some little pegs there. Come on, focus. So that's cool. That's kind of gonna help you line up the faceplate once everything is all installed. So on to the next. So you got your faceplate. It's like a spring washer, almost like a nylon washer that was on top of this. And then your valve gasket here. So this is kind of what you end up with. So next I'll just go through and I'll clean all this stuff out really good. You don't want this stuff going down into your carburetor for sure. So yeah, we'll do that. I might even file these little edges off. We'll see how the screws go in and everything, but let's get this thing cleaned up. So I got this cleaned out about as good as I think it's gonna get. Use a little toothbrush there, some carburetor or brake cleaner. Probably mostly get you done. One thing I've learned being a mechanic, especially with things like this or fork seals or things of that nature, it's cleanliness is key. All right, we're off to install the new parts. All right, so first up, we're just gonna drop this guy in here. Doesn't really look like it has a certain orientation. I think you could just kind of put them in there. The left side has like a peg to help hold it down. I did spray just a little bit of WD-40 on there, just kind of lube it, help everything get seated. I wouldn't use grease or anything like that because it may end up in your fuel system, but a little WD-40 should be all right. Don't go crazy with it, just enough to kind of lube it, get it down in there and set everything into place. Should be fine. So that's that. Then we're gonna go to this guy. Clean that thing up, make sure it's good to go. So as far as the valve goes, it actually looks way worse through the camera, but I just kind of cleaned it up, like got all the gunk off of it that I could. Took a chunk of Scotch-Brite and just, you know, got any imperfections. You kind of want this to be as flat as it can be. Yeah, do what you can, just clean it as well as you can get it. Once we're done with that, this guy will just kind of sit right in there for now. Make sure you don't have any metal shavings like I do here. And then you're just gonna assemble all your parts, you know, the other way. This goes with this guy here. That should be the nylon washer. This is the spring washer, and then the plate, and then your screws. All right, now we're gonna put this nylon washer on. Should just be whatever way. And then you have our spring washer. Should all just kind of sit down in there. Not sure if I can get it to go. Something like that, should be fine. And then the faceplate, make sure you clean that up as best as you can. So. Should have our little tabs here to put the faceplate on. It's hard in one hand, sorry. All right, we'll just leave that for now. So looks like it's onto the screws. All right, so now we got our screws in. It's a number 1 Phillips is what I used. Seemed to fit the best. Yeah, there's really nothing to it. Put them in there and they just kind of caught and snugged it right down. Just make sure you don't over tighten it. Get it nice and snug. You don't want it crazy tight, but not too loose either. Shouldn't really have any kind of crazy gaps or nothing. I think that's it. We're ready for use. Hope this one helps. So that's that. One thing I wanted to mention earlier too was while you're cleaning everything out, if you got something in those ports that's just not letting anything flow, and might just be best to get a new one. versus trying to dig it out. That or keep on digging till you get the ports out of the tubes and stuff coming out of here, and all those orifices inside of this coming out with a nice smooth flow. Other than that, good luck.